I call on Deputy Aontú Bill to move for leave to introduce the
I'd
bill
like to move.
Is that agreed? It's agreed. You have 5 minutes to outline your bill to us, Deputy.
I'd like to thank the Countess, first of all, especially Lisa de Bruin and many who are in the gallery here today for the work in helping to prepare for this bill. And I'd also like to thank the other women's rights campaigners who have been working on this bill over the last while. I want to thank the 9 other TDs who have signed this bill: Sean Canny, Noel Grealish, Willie O'Dea, Carol Nolan, Matty McGrath, Michael Healy-Rae, Danny Healy-Rae, Richard O'Donoghue, Michael Collins. And I also want to note that other Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael and Green Party reps have said that they support this bill as well. So Aontú believes in a compassionate, pluralist republic. All citizens are valued, no matter their identity, ethnicity, religion or orientation. Everybody should be treated on the basis of their own individual character. Gender dysphoria is real and it's not easy for anyone, and we need to treat all our citizens with respect and decency. But it's also important that we have a society that's based on logic, science and evidence. Evidence and science are not optional extras in a democracy. They are critical in the development of a just and fair society. A woman is a female adult. This sentence is based on logic, science and evidence. It's a sentence that comes with great ease to the vast majority of our citizens, but incredibly it's not a sentence that many here in the Dáil can say, and many in the political establishment are refusing to answer that question. So over the last 10 years we've had a government and campaign groups who have embarked upon significant campaigns of social engineering. Incredibly, the government have tried to delete the word woman from many parts of our society. Most recently, they tried to delete the word woman from maternity legislation. The HSE have used words like chest feeding instead of breastfeeding, and even in HSE literature on cervical check services, the term people with a cervix has been used instead of the word woman. Teachers have been told on in-service days that they shouldn't use the words mother or father in the classrooms because these are not inclusive enough. The NCCA have links to the website which show that teachers shouldn't use the words boys and girls in the classrooms because these are not inclusive enough. And the Taoiseach himself has put pressure on Irish Rugby to reverse their decision to make women's rugby female only, despite the scientific evidence to say that male-born players can cause serious damage to female players in rugby, and it negates fair competition as well. Professor Donal O'Shea of the National Gender Service, a service that is deeply committed to supporting people with gender dysphoria, stated at an Oireachtas committee that activists are, quote, brainwashing politicians and HSE management when it comes to proposals for the new gender recognition laws. So those who speak out are often shut down. J.K. Rowling can wallpaper her home with the number of death threats and threats of rape she has received because she has stated that simple sentence that a woman is a female adult. And the government seek to introduce the hate speech bill to create a chilling effect on those people who want to say the same sentence as well. Young gay and lesbian people are told that they are not gay, that they are simply in the wrong body. And the policy of the government in relation to gender affirmation is ignoring the fact that in many cases there are comorbidities that may lead to young people questioning their gender. Gender affirmation can put young people on the pathway to chemicals, puberty blockers and irreversible surgery, and those comorbidities that are causing the problems never get treated at all. And they can destroy a person's fertility, they can cause serious health damage, and in many cases they're leading to people to detransition after that damage has been done. Ireland remains wedded to the policy of gender affirmation, even despite the fact that many European countries are reversing away from that damaging policy. And women and girls are losing their rights to safe spaces, and this is a really important issue. Now, I'm not saying for 1 second that a person experiencing gender dysphoria is more likely to be a threat to a woman than anybody else from the general population. But what I'm saying is that the Gender Recognition Act has no gatekeeper. There's no doctor or psychiatrist that determines that a person is transgender. Anybody can get a gender recognition certificate. The consequence of the Gender Recognition Act is that it allows male-born criminals to be placed in women's prisons. And this has led to an incredible situation that people jailed for horrific sexual offences have been located in women's prisons. The most famous of that is Barbie Kardashian. Barbie Kardashian threatened to kill, rape and torture his mother, and Kardashian was granted a gender recognition certificate and placed by the government in a women's prison. So I believe that this is horrendous dereliction of duty by the government in terms of the protection of women, and this Aontú Bill simply seeks to prevent male-born criminals being placed into women's prisons. Our bill provides for that the gender recognition certificate does not affect whether a person is deemed male or female for the purpose of applying the existing rule as to single-sex accommodation in prisons. Gurmila Magat.
Thank you, Deputy Tobin. Minister Noonan, is the bill being opposed? So the bill is not being opposed, so the motion for leave to introduce is agreed. Deputy